problem number 6 in your journal. All right? Now, whenever you're solving for absolute value equations, the most important thing before you can actually get started is you have to identify what is the absolute value expression. And what did I say we always have to do with the absolute value expression first before we even start the process? We got to do what? That's right. We got to isolate. Get it isolated. Isolation. So we have to isolate the absolute value expression. Absolutely. Come on in. Hello, Miss Emerson. How are you?
I'm fabulous, Mr. Newman. How are you?
We're doing great.
Top of the afternoon.
So nice for you to join us.
Oh, thank you.
She doesn't know she's being recorded right now. You're going to be on YouTube later. I know.
I'm so excited. I'm sorry, born. Woohoo. Yep.
Yes, the Star is Born.
Yeah, sure.
So, we're going to isolate the absolute value expression now. Right now, what pesky number is sitting right outside that dadgum? -6. What do you do?
Distribute.
No, not distribute. Never. Don't do that. That would be bad.
Divide it.
Yes. Divide by -6. That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to divide all of this by -6 and all of this by -6. So these suckers cancel out, and we're left with the absolute value of 5 minus 2y equals, and this right here, everybody, just becomes a nice little 1.5. All right. You can also call it 3 halves if you wanted to. We'll leave it at 1.5. All right. Now, what do I do next? Let's think about this. If I said the absolute value of x equals 1.5, what do we know our two solutions could be?
1.5 or negative.
Right. So you could have a 1.5 and you could have a what? Negative 1.5, because this number would work there and this number would work there. All right. So we could have two possible answers to our problem. Same concept, except we have a what? We have a bigger expression. It's not just x, is it? Not just x. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to break it down into two equations. You're going to say 5 minus 2y could equal a positive 1.5. And then over here, we're going to write 5 minus 2y could also equal a negative 1.5. So you set up two different equations to solve for them independently of each other. Okay? So that's the tougher part. You got to solve two equations. The easy part is they're the exact same process. What's the same about this? The same is they're both what? 5 minus 2y. One of them just equals a positive, the other one equals a negative. So same process though. So what are the only two steps that I have to do in this problem? First step,
Move the 5.
move the 5. So subtract 5, look what? I'm going to do it all at once, because it's the exact same step. All right? I realize break is, wait, class is over, right?
Yeah.
Oh, class is over. So you all leave. I'm going to continue to talk. Well, my class has left me, and so we still have this problem we're going to solve, just so that whoever watches this video will know how to finish it. Okay? So we subtracted 5 from both sides. Okay, so we get a 0 right here. We're going to bring down the negative 2y equals. Now we're going to do 1.5 minus 5. I think that's going to be a negative 3.5. All right. And this one right here also zeroes out. We have negative 5 and a positive 5. Those are additive inverses. All right. We're going to bring down the negative 2y equals. We have negative 1.5 minus 5 more. That's going to give us a negative 6.5. So all we had to do was basically subtract 5 all the way across. All right, so the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to have one more step here. Let's change it to orange. All right. So what will we have to do all the way across on both equations? If it says negative 2y equals a negative 3.5, all we have to do, my board is resetting. Oh, here we go. It's working. Divide and divide and divide and divide everything that you see by a negative 2. And you have two answers. One of your answers is negative 3.5 divided by negative 2, which is a positive 1.75. And your other answer right over here, all right, is negative 6.5 divided by negative 2, and that's a negative 3.25. Just kidding! It's a positive because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So we have two answers right here, and we have another answer right there. Tell you what, teaching to a class with no students is not as much fun. Just letting you know. So if you're ever a teacher, make sure you actually have a class of people you're teaching, because it makes it a lot more fun than just sitting here talking by yourself. Just saying. So we need to write this as what's known as a solution set. All right, so how do we do that? Put the cool bracket like that. Type in a 1.75, comma, 3.25. Close it, and that's your solution set. But what if you're wrong? What if you messed up? Is there a way to check your answer? So we're going to check our answer, and we're going to use our nifty little graphing calculator to check our answer. Okay? So this was our original problem, right? This is what our original problem was. Okay? So we're hoping that when we plug our answers for y in right there, and what were our two answers? One of them was, let's see, it was a 1.75, and the other answer we could plug there would be a 3.25. That would and should get us equal to a negative 9. So let's turn our graphing calculators on. All right, you can do this by hand. I'm just showing you how to use the graphing calculator if you wanted to. Got to get it to your normal screen. All right, so we're going to start with a negative 6. All right, now to get the absolute value bars in your TI-84 plus CE or plus, hit alpha, window, enter, and voila, there's your absolute value bar. All right, so let's think about what else we have right here. We have, let's see, go back. Oh, 5 minus 2y. That's what we have, 5 minus 2y. So we're going to type in a 5 minus 2. I'm going to open up a parentheses. I'm going to type in one of my answers, which is not 1.57. It's supposed to be 1.75. Close parentheses, right arrow, and I'm going to press enter, cross my fingers. Voila, there it is, a negative 9. So you can see one of our answers definitely works, 1.75. Now, a cool feature of this calculator is you have the ability to hit this up arrow, go up to where your history is, select that whole thing, press enter, and you have it again. Well, that's going to help me because I'm going to type in our other possible answer, which was 3.25. Get my right there on the outside. Let's see what this is. Aha! So what it looks like is that the other answer to our solution also works. So since they both work, that's why I wrote the solution set as a 1.75 and a 3.25. My suggestion, whenever you solve an absolute value equation, take your answers, plug them back into the expression, and make sure the equation ends up becoming true. Because our equations needed to equal that negative 9. If they didn't equal negative 9, then we did something wrong, or we're not going to be able to solve it like we talked about before. All right? So y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.